Sure. Yeah, I think they're playing really well right now. It's been several years since we played Coronado, so not as familiar with the way they've developed or whatever. But I do think they're playing better defense. They've always played good offense, but I think they've really stepped up, have an athletic defense, and they're playing extremely hard. And I think it should be a fun night.
How important are sustained drives? I mean, keep the ball out of Sawyer's hands.
Well, the main thing for us is to end with a score. And that's a big deal. If they're sustained, it's great. We don't set out to do that. We have had some nights that's just happened naturally. We've gotten a lot of first downs and kept the ball away from the opposing team. It's not something that we game plan for, but sometimes it's just a byproduct of what we do.
How big a challenge is Sawyer in that receiving corps for your secondary?
Oh, I think it's a huge challenge. It's the kind of challenge you need. This is a great game because we're both in the playoffs. This determines the district championship. But you're going to have to beat teams that play like this if you're going to go very far in the playoffs, because most people are going to play their style of offense rather than ours.
I think we forget a little bit that you haven't played Coronado a whole lot. Is there some familiarity, though, between you and Parr and between Coronado and you guys?
A little bit. I mean, it's our kids hadn't played them, really. I don't know if they're – maybe our seniors played them as freshmen. So, I mean, they're somewhat familiar, but we're not extremely familiar. We're familiar schematically with what they do because we've faced some teams that have done it. They do it really well. They do it pretty precise. I mean, so we're pretty familiar with the scheme. We're not familiar with the team at all.
Ken, your offense depends upon repetition and just seeing keys and going live, and you just haven't had those games yet. Does that hamper your offense a little bit or not?
It could. I hope it. We're not going to use it as an excuse. I mean, we're going to say that we should be playing at this time of year at a high and very proficient level, but we'll see when we get there. I thought it did a little bit the last time we played and had a 2-week break, but we learned some things from a coaching standpoint, and I think we've prepared our team a little bit different from the last time that we had a 2-week break.
So district championships used to mean a lot. I mean, I know they're still important.
Right.
But with 4 teams in the playoffs, seeding is more important than anything. Do you worry about that? You just go play the game?
We go play the game. We won a district championship. We have a potential 7 games left in the season. They're all trophy games. They're goal football games, and we're going to treat them as such. Anytime you win a goal football, to me, it's a good thing. We're really excited, and we're going to put all the effort into winning a goal football.
Talk about your secondary, about your defensive line and getting pressure on Sawyer.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to effectively defend the pass, we're going to need a few things to go our way. We're going to need to get pressure on the quarterback, usually with the front 4. Now, we will pressure. We're a team that is known to bring some people in a blitz, but we need to be able to do it with the front 4. And the second thing we need to be able to do is make plays when the ball's in the air. And so far this year, I think we've done a reasonably good job, but we still need to do better.
It's gusting about 30 miles an hour out there right now. Below freezing. How are you going to pray for this weather tomorrow?
That's kind of a trick question because I'm not. It's certainly. I mean, a team that throws it all the time, they're not going to want huge wind and things like that, and it doesn't affect us probably as much. But it's not something I enjoy standing out in. So I mean, we're going to take whatever. I can't control the weather. We're going to play and try to put our best game together, whatever the weather is.
Are the kids a little hyped this week? I mean, because what's on the line?
I think so. I mean, I think they should be. But I mean, we constantly kind of preach just play the game. We've never really been good. If you've watched us and followed us through the years, we've never been very good at overhyping a game. I think that's some of the problems we've had in some rivalry games is we get too up. We do better when we're very businesslike and we go out and just kind of do what we do.
2 games in a month. I mean, how do you simulate games in practice? Do you think that the way you guys have been practicing, will it translate? Have you changed the way?
We've adjusted. We hadn't changed any. If you've been around us, we're not much on change. I mean, we're pretty consistent with practice plans. We're pretty consistent with our preparation philosophy. We've changed some details maybe of it. I think the biggest thing that happens in a situation is you maybe try to over prepare whenever you have more weeks.
So